Hi everyone, it's Thursday night again and it keeps coming around really fast, but I'm excited because it's our new year and we have our celebration starting today, and I'm just going to try while I'm here to see if I can change this, flip this around. Let's see if I can remember how I was showing. Is that right? Sorry, just bear with me for 1 minute. Oh, have I got that right? I hope so. Now I'm not sure where to go. Okay, let's see if we can get going. Did I get that? I think I got that right. Thank you for sharing that with me. I've got someone to share that with me. So yeah, we've got our new... Hi Carly, it's nice to see you. So we have our new occasions catalogue starting today and our celebration starting today, and by the reactions of the ladies in the class today, they were very excited too. So I'm going to share with you tonight one of our celebration stamp sets, which everyone seems to ooh and ah about, and that's our lasting lily. And I'm going to share how to do this with the Stamparatus tonight. We have a hostess code, and I've put it in the link below, so or I've put it in below for January. So if you want to place an order, every $90 that you spend, you'll receive one free product through our celebration catalogue. Or if you spend $180, which is what I'm sharing with you today. Hello, Melissa. Nice to see you on. You'll get, there's a couple of 180 ones in here, so you can get free ones for $180 order also. Now, if you're not placing a $250 order or a $400 order where you'll get a bonus $40 spending, use the hostess code. And that way, when I send out my thank you, you'll get a little gift as well. But if you're placing a $250 order or a $400 order, then you'll get your free spending, so by all means do that. Don't forget to shop online, and I'll put my link up later. I'm going to bring this down so that you can see what I'm doing tonight, and hopefully we've got it in a really good spot. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get this so we can see what we're doing. So this is the stamp set that we're using tonight. It's absolutely beautiful, and I really think I've got the words around the right way. It's really hard that I can't actually see. I haven't got my laptop set up tonight. So it's really beautiful. It has got some beautiful sayings, and it has got that with sympathy one. I know it's not a nice thing to talk about, but a lot of people ask for sympathy cards, and this has got a beautiful with sympathy, and I just think the lily is something that represents that, as well as memories and friendship and birthdays, everything. Okay, so we're going to use the Stamparatus, and to start off with, we put our foam mat, which is this one, because we're using the photopolymer. Now with the photopolymer, I also like to use my silicone mat on top of it. It just gives it that little bit more sponging. And if you want to, and you don't want to get ink on anything, you can just use one of your little grid sheet papers under there as well. Now, how do we line our stamp sets up? This is a question. We also have our magnet underneath. Now I actually add a little bit of washi tape on that just so I can pull it out. It's because they're very hard to pull out. So to line it up, we actually place our card where we want it, and I'm just going to line it up on the dark image and on the line here. So I've got my sort of little guide there that I'm going to use. And I'm going to just place the magnet down the bottom to start off with. Now my stamps are clean, so I'm going to work out where I want to place my lilies. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to bring a little one in a bit closer, down like that. So then we're going to put on our first, oh, I have numbered my boards, so I've got 1 and 2, so 1 on one board and 2 on the other one, and then 3 and 4. Just because if you've got steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a little bit easier. So one would be putting our flowers on. So we're going to stamp that down first. Now for some reason my card is just not quite straight. And either that or I've cut it crooked. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to place an ink pad just underneath that to hold it nice and firm for me. And I'm going to use the smoky slate. I like the smoky slate. I've been using it a lot lately. I don't know why, but I just like it. So that's what we're using tonight. Now I'm just going to fix this up. Now you can stick this down a little bit if you want to, but I'm not going to tonight. I'm going to try to do it without sticking it down. And we come down and we press our first image on. Now you'll get a very light image, and if you were stamping with a block you'd probably get that image, and then you would have to try to line it up. The thing that I like about the Stamparatus is that we can actually come and do it again, exactly in the same spot, and I love this. So just press around the outside, and I just love that you actually start getting a really beautiful flower happening there, which is really lovely. Now you can do it 1 time, 2 times. I like to do at least 3. You get that, and I like to press around the out edge because that's where the dark part is. So, and you get this beautiful image. So the next step is to line up our stems. Now to line up our stems, I like to then bring the magnet up to the top so that you're not getting ink on your stems. Now this one needs to go over that little ball like that, and then this one's got a leaf on it for the little one, and I also like that to come in over the base of the flower. Now the good thing about photopolymer is that you can actually move these around to where you want them. Now we're going to bring this on to number 2. So we're going to come down with number 2. We're going to pick that up, and I'm just going to pop your finger through there and hold that down, only because I'm not taping it tonight. I could do, but I'm not. And I'm going to use the old olive ink. So I'm just going to pop a stamp ink pad under there. It just gives it a little bit of support. It should have had a little stand, but it wouldn't be right. You wouldn't be able to use it properly. So we're just going to come down with our old olive. Now the good thing about this that's really lovely, we have got another leaf that we can add to this if we want to. So you can add this leaf over and out around this big flower here. So then we would turn the 2 around to the 4, around to the 3, sorry. And we would bring that one down and then stamp up this one. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. So you can sort of see you get this nice leaf coming in here. So that's really a lovely way of doing it. So that's how you use your Stamparatus when you're actually lining up. Now you can do other colours, and I will do another one here. Okay, we'll do it on a long piece of paper. These are just little samples to share with you. So I'm going to put this one up the top. Once again, I'm going to bring my magnet to the bottom, and I'm just going to not actually close it, but that's could go that way just a fraction. So I could just move that a little bit and line it up to the 4.5 centimeters. And if you know what your centimeters are that you've measured it into, then you're pretty right. Okay, so we're going to go with a different colour. And where did I put that colour before? I'll just grab it. Sorry. Just to put it away, being organised. It's Peekaboo Peach, and it's quite pretty Peekaboo Peach, but it's a darker ink, so you might want to just press very lightly to start off with. And when it's very inky and very dark, you've just got to be a bit more mindful, because it will absorb straight into that paper and you'll start seeing. So you can see that it's already sort of taken really well to that. Now you want to be very gentle when you're doing this one, and just come around more around the edges, not so much in the center, just very lightly for the second one, just to get that nice image. Can you see that nice image with the little image with the little stem in the middle? You can use your markers to highlight things up, so you can get your marker and come in and make this a little bit more distinct. So you can actually highlight more with your markers. Now don't forget, you can use your markers also on your stamp, so you can actually move it around your stamp if you wanted to highlight that area a little bit more, and then this crossover bit here and just that little stem bit in there, you might want to highlight that a little bit. So we're just going to come down with that. You can sort of see how it highlights it around, and we'll just do this one over here. So we just want to highlight a little bit in this area and come down, and you've got it marked out more. Now the reason I say be careful with your inks is because if your inks are very wet, especially with this tulip stamp, you're just going to get a blob. You're not going to get anything but a blob. So you really need to very lightly have your inks dried off a little bit. You don't need them really dark. So that's what I would do with this one. So I'm just going to put the Stamparatus aside for a minute. Whoop, just pop it over here. And I'm just going to share some cards that I'm sort of going to put together for you tonight with this stamp set. So this one is Smoky Slate, because I've done the Smoky Slate. So I've done this card. I'll give you the measurements tonight. How's that? So this card's 21 centimeters by 14.5. And I've just folded that in half, and then we've used the bone folder to fold that. Okay, just going to put some lids on inks so I don't put cards into them. Sorry. And then we're going to, I use that beautiful embossing folder again, and we're just going to pop that on there, but I'm going to actually do a little bit of sponging on this, and I'm going to use the Smoky Slate ink and a sponge and just highlight it a little bit more. So just going to come in with the sponge. So I love this one because you can use it on either side. You can use either way, but I'm going to go, I like this way, so I'm going to go this way because I'm sort of going to highlight this up a little bit, if I can. My Smoky Slates, I've been using it a lot, it's dried out a little bit. Okay, I might get the darker one. I've got the basic grey here, and that might be a little bit more inked. Just so you can see, I just want you to see. This will be a bit darker, but you can sort of see the pattern popping out when you actually sponge it, which is really, really lovely. And you see that pattern popping out. It's really lovely. So go across the top. Actually, I like the dark grey on it. It looks good. And I love that it's got all these little crosses and patterns and swirls, and it's just lovely. How's that looking? Can you see that? I don't know if you can actually see the pattern, but I hope so. Hello to everyone that's come on. Sorry, I can't see the view, so I can't actually see your names pop up, but I will move it up after, and I will comment after I've finished to all of you for participating. Okay, have a look at this. How beautiful. So work out which way you want it. I'm just going to twist it around and twist it around. I've got black hands now. Now, a little bit before, I cut out a little frame, and I used our new edgelets. Oh, they're just beautiful. So they're the rectangle one, and they're in our new occasions catalogue, and there's just so many different sizes. I just love it. So exciting that we can share the catalogue with you. So it's rectangle ones on page 28, and this actually comes in a bundle with the Amazing Life stamp set. So this is really gorgeous. I just love that. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on. So I just need that silicone mat. So I love the silicone mats because when you actually use any of your adhesive, like it won't stick to the paper. It won't even stick to the mat, which is amazing. It just goes onto the card where you actually need to stick. So I love that idea. So we just bring this over and bring this one in here. Now I did take a little bit of time before to cut some pieces out because half an hour, as you know, goes really fast. Now I did also stamp this one out a little bit earlier too. So, but I showed you how that was done. So you can have a go yourself, and how exciting is that? Now to finish this one off, I'd put a word, but because at the moment I don't want to stick a word on there because I'm not quite sure if I want get well, deeper sympathy. But you can see how beautiful this is, and it's a really simple little card. So I'm just going to share another one with you. This one I used the designer series paper, the butterfly designer series paper. Oh my god, we have so many amazing products. I just love all of them. It's a bit like that when you're a demonstrator, I think, and I think if you love all of them, then you need to become a demonstrator. And I'm not quite sure what page it's on at the moment, but you need to become a demonstrator and save a few dollars. So it's beautiful butterfly paper, designer series paper. And then I've also cut out a rectangle one, and I've just done the one flower this time, and I'm just going to actually pop this over here. And I've just been using scrap paper. I just realised I had an image on the back of that one. That's okay. No one's going to see it when it's down. So pop that on there, and this will just make it pop. It'll just make it pop out, which is really lovely. So you can put string around here if you want, or you can put a little bit of ribbon along here. You can add some ribbon into it. I just haven't got the right colour ribbon that I want to use. But I'm just going to add a little bit of snail to the back of this. Whoop, get off my finger. And we'll just stick this one down here. This one's a little bit stickier. Okay, so that is really beautiful too. Very simple little card, and you can actually put a get well across here. You can mat it up. So it's very simple, very easy. So that's another little one. So you can sort of see using designer series paper or using die cuts or whatever, it's all works out beautiful. Now this one here, I'm just going to share with you how to fold the card. I'm quite sure you know how, but always make sure that when you actually do it, that you line it up and you use your bone folder. 2 reasons. One, look at my fingers, they've got black on it or grey, and if I go like that I'll get a grey mark. And 2, you got oils on your fingers and that would come out on your card. So with this one I'm going to actually snail a black cardstock. I'm just going to pop that down there. I just put a new blade in. I should have probably trimmed this one up with my new blade because it was this one I was cutting that it come out. Now I've also embossed this one and I've actually cut the lilies out this time and I'm going to place them in, and you can place them where you want them. So it will be in like this. How lovely is that, hey? It's really lovely. So it's not hard to cut the images out. You can cut around the images and yeah, it works like that. Now if you wanted to highlight this one up as well, you could do that. You could sponge it and you could sort of turn it over and work out which way you want to do it. We can do it in the grey, or you can do it in the green, the green, or you can do it however you like. You can also put little pearls in the flowers. It's a really gorgeous die set. Embossing folder, I should say. Sorry. So I'm just going to actually sponge this around a little bit so that you can sort of see the pattern maybe pop out. I think it's a really gorgeous one. You can make it very old world. Now if you did it in black, you know, because I'm sponging it, I could do it in just grey, but then you wouldn't get the highlights of the white coming through as well, which is quite nice. So you can sort of see that I lined this one up on the line of the embossing folder, this embossing folder. I lined it up on the line here so that I got part of on each side, and that's just me. You can sort of see that it's not quite in the centre, but near enough in the centre. Okay, so then you're going to snail just around the outside because you don't want to snail in where the circle is just yet. You don't really want to snail that at all. And you want to snail across the top and down the 2 sides. And just a little bit across the bottom. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to turn it around. I like the more flowers up the top, sorry. So I've got it around the wrong way, but that doesn't matter. We'll just trim these. And then you're going to place these where you, your lilies where you want them. And you can have them crossing over, or you can have even an extra one come in. You can have different colours. So you can place as many as you like in this, but I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to get the dimensions. Where did I put those? Over here. So I'm just going to get some dimensions and pop on the back of the lily. It will just raise it up a little bit and make it like a little bit of a 3D. So this is Lasting Lily stamp set. It's a free celebration stamp set with a $180 order, which is really amazing. It's got lots of words that you can use with it. Whoop, and just pop this one in first. Now if you wanted to, you could either sponge around your lilies to make them pop a little bit more too, but I'm going to keep them pretty old world tonight into how it is. The time flies. I might have to start doing hour videos. Half an hour seems to go really fast. Okay, so then I'm just going to pop this in down the side here. then you can actually stamp out a word. And in this stamp set, today and always, wishing you well, dear friend, the moments you can't put into words. Thank you for the endless love and support. One thought with you. I'm going to put wishing you well on this one. I'm going to do a wishing you well. And just need to put it on a block, wishing you well. Okay, now I'm going to probably do it on a bit of card and punch it out. Hopefully my punch fits it. I'm not sure if this one's too long for this. Oh, might go in there. It's an old punch, this one, sorry. I haven't got a new one at the moment that I can use. That's okay. I always have heaps of scraps. So these scraps keep for your words because you will use them over and over and over again. And we're going to use the basic grey. Now, as I told you, I think last week and the week before, I don't actually plan this. I just do it randomly. So you're seeing me make the cards. I just pre-plan a little bit of, I do pre-plan a little bit, but I'm not quite sure how it all is going to go. Sometimes I haven't worked out the punch or the die cut or what I'm going to use on the night. So wishing you well, and then I like to use my punches upside down because then that way you can see what the words are. Now this looks really lovely. You can have this coming off down here. So we're just going to put some dimensions behind that. I hope I'm not moving away from the camera tonight. I'm going to have to work out another way for the camera so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. Please leave me a comment. If you'd like to join my classes, please book in, ring me, text me, message me. I will be putting up next Thursday's class, the 10th. The 17th is already booked out. I'm sorry I can't fit any more in on the 17th, but I've still got spots next week. So there's wishing you well. Okay, up we come. Hi Leanne, and I can't see anyone else on there, so I'm just going to come up a little bit higher. Okay. So this is the one that I just made, wishing you well, and I think I've got the words around the right way. Ah, how nice. And this is just a gorgeous stamp set. This one I stamped out 3 times. This one I stamped out only twice, and you can sort of see how much lighter it is to stamping that one out 3 times with using the Stamparatus. Hi Lisa. So that's really lovely. And then there's this one also that we did, and this has got the embossing folder on it. So this is a gorgeous stamp set, absolutely gorgeous. Sorry, you're seeing the top of my head. It's in the Celebration catalogue for $180 order. Yeah, I know the very first order is always a big one. So you can go for the beautiful teapot die cuts are in the back of the book, which are absolutely beautiful. And the stamp set is actually in the Occasions catalogue. I'm going to be sharing a lot over the next 3 months my celebrations on out of these 2 catalogues. So you're going to see lots of different ideas, lots of projects. If you come to class, you're going to make other projects as well, which will be good. We have our children and grandparents, or mother and child. So if you want to bring a child along with you, hi Narelle, if you want to bring a child along with you next Thursday, the 10th, I have got vacancies there. I haven't got anyone booked in as yet. But the 17th, the child and mother one is completely, and grandmother one is completely booked out. Yeah, and then we start back on the 31st, and we start back with our beautiful teapot stamp set. And yeah, so book into that one as well. So I hope everyone's going to survive tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be 40 something degrees. So put your air conditioners on, and once your house is cooled down, turn it off so that we don't use all that power up. Drink plenty of water, and I'll see you all next Thursday night. Thanks for coming. Bye.